All right. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so welcome to our launch training. We're going to get started here. Just a little bit about me. Most of you know me, but maybe somebody watching the recording. So this is my family and I. This is my husband, Gary, my daughter, Whitney, and I can honestly say that never in a million years did I think I would be doing this. But I absolutely love what I do, and I love the opportunity to sit down with people and train them and care for them. So I'm excited for tonight. I love being able to help other people use oils to be healthier and happier, and of course, helping my team reach their goals, whatever they might be. And really, my goal is to really change people's perception of network marketing. And we're going to talk about what that looks like. And I know that I'm never going to win everybody over, but if I could even change one person's opinion that this can be done well, then I would be pretty excited about that. Who is this training for? So this training is for anybody who has fallen in love with their oils and wants to tell others about them, and wants to keep their friends, their relationships, and their sanity intact while doing so. Because I have done this for a couple years, and I've done it in a way where I haven't always been able to maintain that super well, even though I wanted to. And I feel like I finally figured out, not that I have it all figured out, but I finally identified what it takes to do this in a different way. What doesn't matter, it's okay if your goal is small, if it's big, if you don't know what your goal is yet. It could be money for garage sales, a manicure each month, a car payment, a mortgage. You might be wanting to replace a full-time income. There's no right or wrong answer here. This is your decision ultimately. It doesn't matter if you're brand new to oils or if you've been around the block and you've tried different things and whatever. It's for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're doing this full-time or part-time, trying to fit it in between naps and meals and all the different things going on. This is for you. And I also want to say that this is even for, I have a couple of people that I invited to that aren't even necessarily like, or might be doing their own thing, but this training can be applied to so many things. So this is for anybody. We're very welcoming here. I want to talk a little bit about our team culture. I call us the Fierce Leaders. And some of the things that are important to us. So we're on a mission to give people a positive experience with network marketing. And I talked about this before. We lead with our hearts and we lead with service. And we are committed to authenticity and integrity. Our motto is customer first, team second, me and my ego third. And we admit it when we blow it, and we aren't afraid to ask for forgiveness, which I've had to do probably a couple of times already this month. So we're on a roll here. But these are the kinds of things that are important to us. And I just, we cannot forget the reason why we're all here. The reason why we would all take time on a Sunday night to be on this call together is because we love a Sunday night, a Monday night. We love our oils. These oils are amazing. And many of you are on here and you just bought the oils to use the oils and then you couldn't stop talking about them. So this is why we're here, and this is why we strive to do this well, is because these oils are absolutely amazing and so many people can benefit from them. So that's the drive behind all of this. And I just want a little disclaimer out there that you're not going to experience any pressure from me. I know where I'm going, and I simply offer people to come along with me, to link arms with me and come along on this journey. The agenda for today, I sent most of you, hopefully what would have come from Eventbrite was a link to a workbook. It's okay if you don't have it. You could always go back to the recording, you could whatever, but if you have the workbook, hopefully it will be helpful. So in part one, we're gonna talk about some baggage. We need to unpack some stuff first, and we need to lay groundwork for what we're moving forward with. And then I wanna talk about the sales assembly line. And I'm gonna get to demo a sales conversation. And then in part two, we're going to break down that sales assembly line, that sales conversation, so you can see each component and learn each skill. We'll have time for a Q&A as well. And I've got some action items too. So I feel like when I say the word network marketing or sales even, that there's just this is what I think of, this meme or whatever it would be, baggage everywhere. So when we think of sales, I think this meme is funny too, but when I overhear somebody talking about the product I sell, and we all kind of perk up. Are they buying from Amazon? Are they buying from the grocery store? What's going on? So some of the words that might come into mind about sales that are negative, you might think about things being manipulative or high pressure, icky, not for me, a used car salesman. And I always hear people saying, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be pushy, stuff like that. And I've said those things myself. So in order to move forward, we need to like kind of deal with some of that stuff if that's really what's holding us back. So for starters, sales is not selling products to somebody who doesn't need them. That's not true, although we hear that. It's not convincing somebody to buy something they can't afford. And it's not selling ice to an Eskimo either, another favorite one of mine. What sales is learning about people and connecting with them, learning about their goals and problems, and offering them a product that will help them resolve those issues and reach their goals. Okay, so we need to change the way that negative perception in our own minds of what sales is really all about. And at the end of the day, there's really three types of salespeople. The first, unethical, okay? And this is whoever the used car salesman, this was him. This must have been what he did. And this is really, at the end of the day, a very small percentage of salespeople. And every industry has unethical people in it. Every industry, okay? The second is untrained. And this is where I would have put myself in this category. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that, but let's just roll with this here, of being an untrained salesperson. And this is by far the majority of salespeople. They don't like to think of themselves as salespeople, right? If I were to ask you, are you a salesperson? Everyone on this call would be like, no, I don't sell. So because of that posture, we never take the time, we never allow ourselves to take the time to learn how to do sales well. So the worst part is we end up contributing to the bad image even more. So maybe, think about it. Oh, I don't want them to feel salesy, so I'll just like talk to them every like 6 weeks about it and like be the person who texts. I'll just post a picture every once in a while and do that. And we end up being the very person, we end up being the very person that that annoys us all, that drives us absolutely insane. We end up being that person after you tried so hard not to be, okay? Because we never took the time to learn how to do it well because we couldn't deal with the fact that we were actually a salesperson. So while trying not to be manipulative, you end up acting manipulative. It's very funny. So third is the trusted advisor. And this is when a salesperson cares about people and they're sincere and they're kind and they help people solve their problems. They communicate well. They serve people. That's really important. Okay, so which one do you want to be? I think the answer is obvious. You can be a trusted advisor. We're going to talk about how you can be a trusted advisor. And this is really a skill that can be learned. My mom and I have talked at great lengths about the idea of practicing and understanding this concept. And I think that we both can say, and others on this call have been practicing this too, have seen real fruit from being like, yes, okay, this is sales. I'm going to learn how to do it well, and I'm going to care for people well, and I'm going to put myself into this model of what we're about to talk about. And there has been such great fruit. And I have seen my customers feel cared for in a whole new way. So it can be learned. And that's what we're going to do. Does somebody have a question? I just heard something. Okay. I think we must have just had somebody hop on. If you're hopping on, if you can go ahead and mute yourself, and then we'll keep going. Unless you have a question, of course, then you don't have to mute yourself. Let's talk about closing, because I think that this is probably the part of sales that really makes us all, makes our skin crawl, apparently. But really, I want you to think of a new definition for closing, and it's helping somebody move forward with the decision they already want to make. So whether that's a no, and they need to be a no, and you need to release them and not not that you were bugging them, but not keep that conversation going. If that's a closed door at that point, then that's great. And if it's a yes, then you move forward with the yes. So there's two types of closing. There's reactive, and this is what we think about, I think, when we think of somebody being pushy. And in doTERRA, this is what this looks like. We sample, we follow up. They haven't used it. They lost it in their purse. We follow up. Okay, their dog ate it. We follow up. Then we send them another sample. Then we invite them to a class. They can't make it, so we invite them again. And then they come, but they're not sure, so we follow up. That's the process, right? Who has been on that crazy train? And another way that this plays itself out is somebody saying, like if somebody at the end of a class or a presentation says, oh, I can't afford it, then you would say something like, well, think about how much money you spend on coffee drinks each day or something like that. That is a reactive close. Proactive, this is what we want to focus on. So a proactive closing is understanding why people don't buy and proactively addressing these issues before they come up. Okay, so that was a little bit about closing, and this will make more sense maybe to those of you who have been doing oils for a little bit here, but let's talk about why selling on the fly doesn't work. So I have some images here up on the screen that shows like maybe a scenario you've been in, maybe with a group of moms or friends having coffee, or the sidelines of a sporting event for your child, and oils come up. And what is your temptation? We like vomit all over them. We like pull out our modern essentials and we pull out our bag of samples, and people are looking at us and they're feeling like, what in the world? And we're feeling like, what am I doing? This doesn't feel good. And so really, truly, if our philosophy is customer first, then that's not customer first. That probably didn't leave them feeling super great. It probably left them feeling overwhelmed. And if it's customer first, team second, if you had somebody else watching you do that, they'd be like, what is wrong with that lady? She is the crazy oil lady. That is not attractive, okay? And it's definitely not good for your ego too. So just to put this in perspective a little bit, if you were to be at a birthday party and maybe one of the parents there was a lawyer and you asked for legal advice, would they pull out their briefcase and have you start signing papers like at the cupcake table? Probably not. That's not how it works. So what our like major goal in this is to compartmentalize this portion. So when somebody asks you about oils, you have something that you can say to them, which we're going to talk about scheduling an appointment, so that you're not selling on the fly. Because again, that doesn't leave the customer feeling great. That doesn't leave you feeling great. And it's frazzling to everybody. So this is like the key to me. This is what enables me to be a mom and a wife and do doTERRA, is because I've started to learn without losing my mind. I lose my mind sometimes, to compartmentalize my doTERRA stuff so it doesn't bleed all over everything. Okay. So no more selling on the fly. None of that anymore. I think we can all be over that. And I do have to talk about sampling too. And to some of you, this is going to be extremely controversial, but hang with me. I mean, I bet if I told you right now that you could get rid of all your sampling supplies, you would probably give me a big hug. Because it would probably be a big relief. No more trips to the post office, none of that. Because after you sample somebody, like how many times of all the samples I've sent, of all the samples, has somebody been like, that's great, I'd love a family essentials kit, which I know in my heart is the best fit for them. Or, you know, one of the kits. No, they just want a bottle of lavender or a bottle of On Guard, and they're going to pay $35 and get one bottle of oil and never really understand the gloriousness of oils, right? Okay, so sampling doesn't get us or them the results that they want. Having one bottle of oil is no substitution for having frankincense and On Guard and peppermint and lavender and oh my goodness, right? So many amazing things. So, and the other thing is this, if you offer somebody something free, they feel obligated to take it on some level. It could be rolling around in their purse. It could have gone out the car window, and you're continuing to do the follow-up process, and they maybe they weren't super interested, but they did it to make you feel better. So I've also said goodbye to sampling bye-bye. And you're probably wondering now what's left, but there is something left to this process. So hang with me. And last, but I think this is last of this portion, appointments versus classes, okay? What I'm about to teach you can absolutely be applied to classes, okay? You could do this in an appointment or a one-on-one model or a class or a group model. The reason that I am leaning towards appointments and training people how to do appointments is because they're significantly more effective. And my ability to care for somebody in a one-on-one setting is significantly higher than it is in a group of even 5, 6, let alone 10 people. And so I find that if my philosophy is customer first, I can leave somebody feeling really awesome from an appointment, whether they buy or not, more easily than I can a class. And I also love the ease of an appointment. I'm not in a season of life where it's super fun to clean up my house and find a babysitter and whatever. I don't even have room in my house for a class. So appointments versus classes. I lean towards appointments. That's what we're going to be talking about, but it can be done as a class. And I also want you to know that what I'm teaching you can totally be done via technology like we're doing. So don't panic if the people that you're thinking about you can't see in person. So the sales assembly line. So what we're going to be talking about are a set of skills that you can apply to, if you can master these things, you can honestly apply it to so many things, but in our oil world, it is going to be so effective at helping, again, compartmentalize things, but helping you effectively care for people. So the first part of the sales assembly line is you set an appointment. And then once you're in that appointment, you talk about the agenda. You're going to gather input and learn about their goals. You share a little bit about the company and the company story. You're going to explain and personalize the product. And you're going to close, give them 2 options. If they buy, you set up a follow-up appointment and you ask for referrals. So the image on the right is just kind of funny, but it goes to show what happens when the sales assembly line is broken and we're scrambling and our relationships suffer and our sanity suffers and the people on the other end of our oil conversation suffer too. So if we can provide some sort of framework for caring for people and then add your heart and your care and your service into it, then that's a really beautiful thing. Okay, so now we're going to do a live demo, and I'm going to do this really quick here. Okay, so I asked Emily to do it, and I wasn't sure if she was going to be on here. So, Em, are you with me? Okay, Em's with me. So Emily and I are going to demo a sales conversation, and we have not rehearsed this. This is just kind of what it would be like in real life. I want you to see that. I want you to watch what we're doing and picture it, like put yourself in Emily's shoes and be like, what does this feel like as a customer? Does this feel comfortable? Does it feel strange? Do I feel cared for? And then I want you to put yourself in my shoes and think, is that super hard what she's doing? Do I think I could do that? That kind of a thing, okay? So you can pretend we're at a coffee shop and it's beautiful out and we're having a great conversation together, right? Okay, so I have been really looking forward to this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about your health goals. We'll talk a little bit about doTERRA and the most popular oils. My part really takes about 30 minutes, and you don't have to buy anything if you don't want to, but if you see something you'd like, I can help you order it today. So what are some things that you for sure want to make sure that we go over today?
I don't know. I don't know much about oils, so I'm kind of open to whatever you want to tell me.
Okay, you're a blank slate. That's great. What kind of like health goals do you have, or what kinds of things are going on in your life that you're thinking, oh, I wonder if an oil might be helpful for this?
Well, I'm pregnant, and so I don't really know if I can use anything during pregnancy or if it's safe to put any oils on. So yeah, I guess I don't really know what to do with that.
I'm just taking some notes here so I don't forget what you said. So I wrote pregnant, okay? Because I might forget that you're pregnant. Okay, so good. So do you like experience things like, do you sleep well at night, or like how's your sleep?
Sleep is okay. I'm getting a little uncomfortable at night, but yeah, sleep's okay.
How's your mood? Have you eaten and killed everybody, or how's it going over there?
Mood is pretty up and down.
Okay.
So can oils help with mood?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got you covered, girl. I know. I've been there. What about like how are your ankles swollen? How is your circulation?
Oh, interesting. It's been okay. My feet are starting to get a little swollen.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. We're getting real personal. Um, no, that's all really good. Okay, so anything for your husband or anything that you're wondering for your future little baby?
My husband has allergies.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, good. All right, we will cover all those things. That's super helpful. What do you already know about doTERRA?
Um, Not much about doTERRA. I have a couple oils that I got from Walgreens, and I don't know, they've been okay.
Okay. Okay, great. So a little bit about doTERRA. So doTERRA is the largest essential oil company, and we're just all about helping families find natural solutions for their everyday lives. So moms turn to us when they're tired of using chemicals for literally everything, and they're not getting the health goals reaching their health goals that they want to reach. They just want something that is simple and effective and is going to work, and they don't have time or the brain space to be researching it all. So what doTERRA does is they offer a full line of essential oil kits. So based on what your needs are, you can find something that fits you. doTERRA's oils truly are the most tested and trusted oils on the market. Nobody's sourcing their oils the way that doTERRA is or testing them. And this can really be seen in their partnerships with over 120 research facilities and universities, including Johns Hopkins. So they really have raised the bar. And I just like, what I also love about them is like, if you get an oil from a store, who do you call in the middle of the night when like you're not sleeping or your baby's crying or something like that? So you also get really great support. And you just know that you're going to be getting the best results in every bottle. And there's really great customer service. So if you don't like something, you can get 100% returned back to your card within 30 days, or 100% to spend on something else that you'd like to try, or 90% return back to your card. So it's super great.
Sounds amazing.
Okay, right? All right, so that's a little bit about doTERRA. And then I'm briefly going to tell you, well, this is where everybody on the call knows how to use oils, but I would say what an oil is and aromatically, topically, internally. Boom, boom, bang, done. Okay, so now that you know how to use oils, because I taught you, I'm going to talk about the 10 most popular oils that come in the Family Essentials Kit. So the first is going to be lavender, and you're going to use this, and you're going to sleep like a baby. Your baby's going to sleep like a baby. Nobody knows where that phrase comes from, but you are going to get glorious sleep. You can just put some in your pillowcase. You can put some on the bottoms of your feet, a little on your husband, and you'll be sleeping well. And the other thing is, when you're feeling those up and downs with your mood, you could literally kind of put it on like a perfume behind your ears, on your wrists, and breathe that in, and that will help calm you down. So it will be super helpful.
So I can put it on when I'm pregnant?
Yes, you can. Lavender is super gentle. And we talked about diluting a little bit when I shared so well how to use the oils. And so I typically would say dilute oils when you're pregnant, but lavender I might cheat on because it's so okay, so let's talk about lemon next. Lemon is really good for circulation. So you talked about how it's getting towards the end of your pregnancy, your feet are a little swollen. They're still beautiful, but a little swollen. So you might just want to take some lemon and you could massage your calves. I would dilute it for sure, and massage your calves, and that will help with circulation.
That's actually genius. I should be doing that. Why am I not doing that?
Your husband should be doing that for you. And you can also put a little bit in your water, and that will really help with your mood too, keeping you kind of even. And sometimes I feel like digestion is a little funny in pregnancy, so it'll be super supportive for that. Yes, Melissa Werner says, don't go out in the sun. How about a tanning bed? And that's why I told her to dilute it, everybody. If it's diluted, she's okay. I'm not trying to kill her.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Okay.
Are you for real? If she dilutes it, it won't matter if she's out in the sun?
Diluted according to the RN, the oil, RN, it's okay.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Just put it on the bottoms of your feet.
Yeah.
Good
Halfway up your calves and then go in a tanning bed.
Yeah. Lay out in the sun for sure. And then post lots of pictures. And start fear mongering.
Chemical burns.
Okay, so anyway, let's do one more oil. Let's talk about, let's talk about frankincense. So you are going to love this oil, right? Your belly's growing perhaps, right? Is it a little bit?
It is a
Okay,
tad.
so you can dilute this oil and rub it on your abdomen, and it will help have you healthy, wonderful skin as it grows and stretches. So it'll be wonderful for that. And you're also going to be so grateful to have this oil, like right around the time when baby comes. After is going to be really healing and supportive, a bath or kind of a thing in a spray. It'll be so helpful.
That sounds great.
And then I would talk about the other oils. So I would do that for each of the 10 oils. I won't do that for everybody. Again, you guys know about your oils. Okay, so great. Now I'm going to tell you about the 2 most popular kits. The first is the Home Essentials kit. It comes with the 10 oils we talked about in larger size bottles, so about 250 drops of each oil, and the Petal Diffuser, which is my most favorite diffuser. And that one's $275. And the other is the Family Essentials, same 10 oils, but smaller bottles, about 88 drops of each. And that one is going to be no diffuser, but it's 150. If you were to pick one of those kits, which would you prefer?
Well, the Home Essentials kit sounds great, but I think the 275 is a little bit too much.
Okay. Let me tell you about my first appointment special. So you talked about something for sleep and also for your husband's allergies. So what I would do is if you were to get the Home Essentials kit today, I would make up a blend for you to take home either the sleep or the allergy. Which one would you prefer of those two?
Sleep for sure. My husband's allergies can wait.
You can deal with his allergies after he rubs your feet.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So if I were to go ahead and make up that rollerball for you, would you like to go ahead and order the Home Essentials kit today?
Yeah, that does sound good. I like the idea of the rollerball, but I think it's still a little bit out of our budget.
Okay. Yeah, I totally get it. Do you think that the Family Essentials would be a better fit for you guys right now? The 10 oils for 150?
Yeah, that would be better.
Okay, great. You're going to love that kit. That's how I started too. So I'm going to go ahead and make up your roller bottle, and you can fill out this form and we'll get you going.
Thanks.
The next thing we're going to do, we're going to set up a follow-up appointment. So we're just going to set up a time to connect, and I'll go over all your oils with you, and I'll also show you how to use your account and the things you have access to and all of that. So does Friday work for you or Monday?
Monday would work.
Okay, perfect. It's a date, another coffee date. And the other thing is, so did you enjoy this? Did you find this helpful?
Yeah, this was great. Thanks for all the info.
Okay, so I really like to only meet with people who I know who have been personally recommended to me. I'm just like people who are nice like you and care about your health, and they wouldn't have to buy anything. Just spare some time to sit down with me and learn about oils and how they could use them. Do you know anybody that would find that helpful?
Yeah, I have a couple people in mind.
So I have this paper here. If you write down, for every 3 names you write down, I have a free blend for you that I'd love to gift you. So
Awesome. Time out. Explain that? What do you do with your blend? I'm interrupting our sales conversation.
That's
I've never
okay.
heard that before.
That's it. The sales conversation is over. So I would either have something pre-made, I probably would still use the 10 oils, uplifting blend or something like that. Or you could use Balance or the Wild Orange. The Wild Orange in the Class in a Box.
I haven't done that as an incentive. That's super smart.
I rewrote the referral outline, and it's in our training binder. And I think I updated it in the slides too. So
Awesome. What's the training binder?
Sorry guys, this is an inside joke.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the sales conversation. So anybody have like, what was that like for you? Anybody have any feedback of like, was that easy? Was that hard? Did that feel normal?
Something that I really like about this style is particularly with the clothes that like, it's really simple. There are two options.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you prefer? And then there's no like, oh, but you should really get the bigger one. Like it's just like both of these are great options. Choose which one fits you best. I feel like makes people feel really comfortable and not weird about whatever they decide.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, closing is hard enough. We don't need to complicate it by talking about $35 and Lord knows what else. And retail. Oh my gosh. I think I just I lay awake at night and I think about how, oh gosh. So stuff. Okay. So, typically we take a break here, but we're doing good. So we're going to keep motoring along. Is that good with everybody? I'll take that as a yes. Okay. What I'm going to do here. Okay, can you guys see my screen again? Yes, I got a thumbs up. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so we just saw this, but the sales assembly line, that's what you just saw. I'm going to talk really quickly here about how you set an appointment. But that was like the whole thing. And I'm truly being serious that if you can learn how to do that, you could pretty much conquer the world, because if you know how to do that, you could teach somebody how to do that, right? It wouldn't be that difficult. So that's the whole idea here. So we're going to walk through outlines in these following slides. And this is just a breakdown of each component that I did with the sales conversation with Emily. So you can see it kind of broken up into chunks and the different components, because there is a purpose to each component. And the goal is really for you to use these outlines to write your own similar outline. I would fully anticipate that you would be adding your own maybe like verbiage and doing some things like that. But I can honestly tell you that what you're going to see is extremely effective and feels way more natural than you would think if you were to it's pretty much what I said to Em. So you don't have to like go and change it, but sometimes it's really helpful to kind of write it out and think about it in your own style. And yeah, you don't want to lose the essence, because there is a purpose for the parts, but you want it to sound like you. And for some of you, like you'll see this in some of the slides that I'm about to show, but you literally might be like reading from the outline for your first month of appointments with close family and friends or people that know well. And that's fine. You just acknowledge the awkward. You say, you know what, I'm going to read this. I don't want to miss anything. And, before you know it, it will be super natural. So setting an appointment, this is what we talked about when we said no more selling on the fly, no more talking on the sidelines about oils and how you rub lavender on yourself every night. That's weird. We're not doing that anymore. So here's a sample outline for reaching out to somebody and setting an appointment. I know this is out of the blue, and I wanted to get your thoughts on something. I'm starting to set up appointments with people to teach them about essential oils. And as part of my learning process, I'm trying to set up appointments with people I know so I can get comfortable. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. My part will take about 30 minutes. I'm just going to go over what things you would want to know about and some of the most popular products. Would you be willing to help me out? We can do it over technology or in person. Which do you think would be better for you? I've got 2 appointments left this week. We can do Tuesday or Thursday, which works better for you. So how the heck are you? Okay, so let's break this down a little bit. So up front, it's really important to just tell them what you're doing. So there's nothing secretive about what we're doing. We're meeting with people. We're teaching them about oils. But if you put yourself in the customer's shoes, what are some of the reasons that people don't say yes to something like this? They don't want to buy something. They don't know how long it will take, and they don't know what you're going to talk about. So that's why you say you don't have to buy anything if you don't want to, which is true. that your part will take about 30 minutes, which should be true, and what you're going to talk about, their health goals, doTERRA, and the most popular products. Okay, so they know, and that removes, this is what I mean by being proactive, that removes some of the barriers to them saying yes to sitting down with you. Like I said, technology or in person, and then you offer them 2 times. You don't say what time works best for you and just leaving it open, because it will never happen. You give them 2 options and you let them pick one. That's really important. And then you can see at the end, I put, so how the heck are you? And that's just to show that we did the oil part of the conversation first. And now we can catch up about life. So you have like honored, in a sense, like, I'm asking you this, yes or no, either answer is fine. And then you move on. How is life? How's work? How's your family? And you move on with that. And I feel like this really helps retain that relationship really well. Okay, so that's setting an appointment. So let's say that you're not just reaching out of the blue. Let's say you're out and about and somebody asks you about oils. Then what do you say? And this is what we call our usually outline. And if you can master this, this is the best thing ever. Okay, so I feel like I always use this example, but bear with me. I'm at playgroup and a mom asks me to order oregano next time I put in an order. Okay, which we all know there's a can of worms. So I would say usually what I do is we set up a time to meet. We're going to go over your health goals, anything that you want to know about essential oils, doTERRA, and the most popular oils. My part takes about 30 minutes. You don't have to buy anything, but if you see something you'd like, I can help you order it. Is that something you would be open to? And I have never had somebody say no, because I told them what we're going to talk about, how long it will take, and I said they don't have to buy anything. And this is an incredible way to then let them go back. I go back to playgroup and being with my daughter. They go back to playgroup and being with their daughter. We can talk about other things, and we have compartmentalized oils into a specific area. It's wonderful. So now you're at the actual appointment, and you are going to catch up with them, whatever, for a little bit, and then you're going to start with the agenda. So this is very similar to what you said when you set the appointment, but I'm telling you, you can't say this enough, because as a customer, it's very helpful to hear this again. I've really been looking forward to this. First, we're going to chat a bit about your health goals and what you want to know about oils, so I don't overwhelm you with information. And then we'll go over doTERRA and some of the most popular oils. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to, but if you see something you'd like, you can order it today. So what things do you want to make sure we go over today? Okay, easy as that. We're proactive, and let them know what to expect, so that anybody who comes into a sales conversation is going to be a little bit tense about it. So let's just let them relax and enjoy their time and not worry about it. Customer first. And then you learn about their goals. And this is where, literally I take notes, and I say I'm going to take notes. So before we get started, catch me up. What are some of your overall health goals? And then you let them share. And then you say, what else? And tell me more. And you they might not have a million things that they think of right off the bat, but you might need to help them a little bit. But this is the time to really learn about them, because the whole point of this conversation is them. It's all about what they want to know. It's all about them. It's not about you. It's not about your story. It's not about what oils have done for you. Don't talk about yourself, okay? They're not there to hear about you. They love you, but they're not there to hear about you. And then your transitional line would be, what do you already know about doTERRA, which gives them an opportunity to share some of that, which leads you into the company story. There are many, many things that make doTERRA different. And every single one of us on this call could talk for 45 minutes about how amazing doTERRA is. We'll leave that to Oil Camp. But this is what I like to say. So doTERRA is the largest essential oil company, and we help families use natural solutions for their everyday lives. People turn to us when their current approach to health is not achieving the results it was supposed to. They're tired of using chemicals for literally everything. They're confused by all the natural options out there and are overwhelmed when researching it, and they want something simple that works. So doTERRA offers a full line of essential oil kits to help you and your family, whatever your health goals are. doTERRA has really raised the bar in the essential oils industry. They are the most tested and trusted oils on the market, and this can be seen in their partnerships with over 120 research facilities and universities like Johns Hopkins. There are no fillers, no artificial ingredients, no pesticides, and no dilution. Their plants are grown in their ideal environments all around the world. Notice that I didn't say indigenous because nobody knows what that means. And every batch of oils goes through 6 levels of testing to ensure purity and potency. When you see a doTERRA label, you can be assured you are getting the highest quality oil and therefore benefits on the market. And doTERRA has amazing customer service. If you don't like it and return it within 30 days, you'll get 100% product credit to try something else or 90% returned back to your card. Okay, and that's it. So if you look back, you've got, I call this the headline, where you say, like, this is what doTERRA is, and then you talk about the issues that doTERRA addresses. So we talked about, they're not getting the health results that they want. They don't want to use chemicals. So about 3 to 4 issues that doTERRA addresses. And then what they're offering is the full line of essential oil kits. And then you need to talk about like 3 to 4 like bullet points, reasons why doTERRA is different. What makes doTERRA different? We know doTERRA is different. How can you summarize this in a way that's meaningful to them? And then the last is the guarantee, to let them know. It helps them take off. When people are making a purchase, we worry that we're, sorry, I got distracted by the text. When people make big purchases, we're worried that we're making wrong decisions, that we're wasting money. So it gives people some comfort to say, hey, there's a guarantee, although I've never had anybody use it. Then you talk about what oils are and how to use them. And I have this in here just for the point of saying this should be concise. This should take you 3 to 5 minutes. This does not need to be like a full-on scientific lecture, right? They just need enough to, I don't want to say be dangerous, but kind of, when they leave, they should have a simple enough understanding to say to somebody, hey, these are the 3 ways you use oils, kind of a thing. The product explanation portion is all about personalizing the products. It's good to start out by saying, let's talk about the most popular products that come in the Home Essentials Kit or the Family Essentials Kit. And key phrases here, earlier you mentioned, so you can tie the oil back to specific goals. And you might need some go-to examples. They might not share enough health goals that you have, like, you could tie it to every single oil, but I know that anybody with a body would benefit from, frankincense or lemon. So you can have go-to examples and say, you are going to use this when. Again, don't say I use this when my throat is sore. Say you will use this when your throat is sore. You will use this when your child has an earache. So here's an example of peppermint. Earlier you mentioned that you get head tension, and this is what you're going to use for that. Just massage it into your temples and on the back of your neck. Also, you know how when your alarm goes off and all you want to do is hit the snooze button? Put a drop in your hands, breathe it in, and it'll help wake you up, open up your airways, and give you a boost of energy. Amazing, right? Okay, so I like to give, 2 examples for each oil of what it can be used for. Lavender. Earlier you mentioned that you and your family don't sleep well. Just put some of this lavender in your diffuser and on your pillowcases, and you'll all sleep like babies. And when summer comes and you get those pesky bug bites, just put this lavender right on to soothe them. Okay, so you would do that for each one of the 10 oils. And the clothes, right? The part that makes us all sweat. Okay, now I'm going to show you the 2 most popular kits. This is the Family Essentials Kit. Comes with everything I showed you earlier, smaller size bottles, about 88 drops. It's 150. Then this is the Home Essentials Kit. It comes with everything I showed you, but in bigger bottles, about 250 drops plus a diffuser. It's 275. If you were to get one of these, which would you prefer? Great, let me tell you about my first appointment special where you can either get a blend for sleep or for immune support free by ordering a kit today. Which would you prefer, some sleep or some immune boosting? Okay, great. Would you like to get the Home Essentials Kit today and get your sleep blend for free to take with you? Smile and close your mouth. Let them answer. And then you're going to write up the order or troubleshoot. So we'll talk about some variations on this. What if they say no, stuff like that. So let's just say they're like, M said, I just can't afford it. So no problem. The Family Essentials kit is really awesome and it's $150. You can still get the sleep blend too. Is that a better fit for you? And if it's not, then you say, I understand. I always bring with me this cool intro kit. It's $30 and it has the 3 most popular oils. And what's awesome is that you can take this with you right now and start using them right away. Okay, and if that's a no, then that's fine. Let me know how I can help if anything changes. But if a $30 purchase is a no from them, then they're really not your target, and you have the peace of mind to close that door and move forward, and they can reach out to you if anything changes. So that's super nice. I did this with M. You set up your follow-up appointment. Now that your first order is on the way, we need to set up a time to quickly go through how you can order on your own, get the best discounts, and get the most out of your new oils. My part will take about 30 minutes. How does that sound? We can do it over the phone or in person. Which do you think would be better for you? Awesome. We can do Tuesday or Thursday, which works better for your schedule. So again, it's the same, guys, it's an agenda. I told them what we're going to talk about. I told them how long it will take. I gave them 2 options. I mean, it's the same thing that we apply over and over again because this is customer first. And last, we ask for referrals. So one more thing before you go, I only meet with people I know or that have been personally recommended to me. So one way you could really help me out is by putting me in contact with people like you who are nice and care about their health. They don't have to be people who for sure will buy, just anybody who's nice and might have 30 minutes to talk to me. The really cool thing is that for every 3 contacts you give me as a thank you, I'm going to make you a custom roller blend for free. Earlier you mentioned sleep and swelling. So which would you prefer? A blend for sleep or swelling? Okay, great. Here's my pen and notebook. Go ahead and jot down 3 people that fit that description. I'm going to go ahead and mix up your blend and I'll be right back. Okay, so that, my friends, is the sales assembly line. You set an appointment, then in the appointment, you give them the agenda, you gather input and learn about their goals, company story, explain, personalize the products, close, give them 2 options, schedule that follow-up appointment, and ask for referrals. So no more sampling, no more setting up elaborate classes, no more DIYs. I'm telling you, if you focus on learning how to do this well, you will be absolutely blown away, totally blown away. And for those of you that are like, for some of you, this slide will be really meaningful. And for some of you, you'll be like, Amy, you lost me. But what could this really look like? So I want to break this down into like a sample month. And talk a little bit about money and stuff like that. And I just want to say, you could take the example I'm about to give you and you could cut it in half. You could triple it. This is about how much you're willing to put in. So let's just say you're going to do 10 appointments in your first month and you're going to profit your first month. So that's about 2 to 3 appointments a week. So here's the breakdown. You're probably just going to read from the script to your mom, your sister, your best friend, the people you know. So if you have 10 appointments, you're probably going to make 7 sales. You'll probably do about 3 home essentials kits, so that's 675 PV, 2 family essentials kits, 220 PV, and you'll probably do 2 intro kits, so that'll be $60 cash. So let's add it up. So $60 cash, your total PV was $895, and remember Fast Start is going to be 20%. So 20% of $895 is $179. So your income that first month of 10 appointments, what I just showed you, can you do that 2 to 3 times a week? I bet you could. Your income would be $239. And, it's 100 PV LRP. So with shipping and tax, let's just say 115 was your investment. So you paid for that and you profited 124 in your first month. Okay. So that's a breakdown. And again, you could do 15 appointments. You could do 5 appointments. This is up to you, but this gives you a general idea, and this shows you how it really is feasible to make a profit. So some action items, the Facebook group, Fierce Leaders, get in there for some support. My handouts are under the Files tab, training binder materials. You can get access to them there. You can print out all these outlines, write them on your own. Also, the doTERRA business overview. I don't have another one scheduled right now, but I have a recording of it. If you want to see that breakdown, for those of you who want to know beyond the 20% fast start bonus, I have that. And then set a date with whoever your support team is and get started. The idea is just to hash it out and see what this could look like for you. Whoever's meeting with you on the phone is going to want to learn about you and what you want. It's about you. Probably we'll talk briefly about compensation and what next steps could be. Okay, everybody. That was the whole thing in 53 minutes. And now it's Q&A time. Or any thoughts or anything. Anything's fair game.
I have a question. I've seen it both ways, where the Home Essentials Kit is shown first and then the Family Essentials Kit, and vice versa. My tendency would be to show the more expensive one first and then step down to the Family Essentials Kit. But I guess I feel like you've done this a lot more than I have, and I'd like to know what your experience is.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I don't think it makes a huge difference, but what Tasha taught us, and I sometimes catch myself doing this, so customer first. So if I was a customer and you were like, here's the really great kit, $275, but then here's the lesser kit kind of a thing, can sometimes feel like you might walk away feeling bad that you can afford the bigger one. That's not necessarily true. I don't think that everybody would feel that way, but because of that, she would say, do the Family Essentials first for $150 and then offer the Home Essentials, to kind of, yeah. And for sure not to say anything like, oh, it's 3 times the amount of oils don't do that. Just be like, these are the 2 kits. Because if somebody truly can't afford the Home Essentials kit, then you've left them feeling a little bit crummy. And the goal is to leave them feeling awesome.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know if that helps. You've been doing this for it's like a month or 2. How is the appointment life going for you? Oh, pregnant friend.
Appointment life. I think it definitely took some time for me to make the outline my own and feel really comfortable doing it. But honestly now, I have experienced way more success. Like my closing rate is much higher and way more enrollments when it's like more clear. It takes up less of my time, less of their time. Mm-hmm. And it's like one and done. You're not like sampling people. So I feel like it's been really good. With what Melissa said, I start with the Family Essentials Kit and then step up to the Home Essentials Kit. But I do say that. I say you're getting 3 times as much oil plus the diffuser. Mm-hmm. I didn't think of that with making them feel
it's bad. Tough because a part of me is like, it is customer first because they should know how good of a deal this is. But really, like, if $150 to $275, if they can't make that jump, then mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. You could probably do either way.
Yeah. If they go back to the Family Essentials Kit, what I've said is like, that's awesome. That's the one I started with. And like, it's great. You're going to love that too. It's a great option, but yeah, maybe you're right.
I would bet money on it though, that none of your people I'm sure have left feeling like, oh, that made me, you know what I mean? You left them feeling awesome, but I think that was important. I hadn't really thought about it that way. So I don't know, food for thought. We have like moms on this call, and I just want to say what this has done in my life is like unbelievable in my ability to have my work time and do what I need to do and then go be with my children. There's no announcement there.
Hello.
Be with my child, be with my husband. I was looking at Julie Hammond and thinking of her multiple children. And like, it has totally changed that. Like, I can go to the library and be at the library and just like be. And that is like something that I have not been able to get a grip on. And for me, this process has been worth its weight in gold for its ability to help me do that in my life.
Did you see Julie's question?
Let's see what you say about them. Oh, that the word indigenous, like nobody, like that doesn't mean like that. Oh, that's not like it's too much. So just say they're grown all over the world, kind of a thing. So, Brandy, I'm sorry you had connection issues. It is recorded. So I will get that to you somehow. Reach out to me, okay, Brandy?
So Amy, did you go back through maybe your list of people that you had originally reached out to and shared and sampled, and did you really go back through them and call them up with, can I practice with you?
No, so just a couple of people I probably was able to reroute my ship that was way doing Lord knows what. But what I have learned is that once the sales assembly line is broken, it is very hard to fix it.
So just go forward.
Just move forward. Just move forward. I just feel like looking at everybody and being like, we tried to love people well. We did things a little funny. We had a good heart behind it, but we're moving in a new direction. And so I just feel like that feels like baggage to me when I think of all the people, and they probably aren't thinking anything of it, but I feel like, ugh. So I have to be like, I need to set this aside and we're just going to move forward. So I wouldn't go back. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
And I also imagine if you were to say somebody, let's say you went back to one of those people and you were like, yeah, well, so what about referrals? And you use the referral outline. They'd be like, I'm not going to refer anybody to you to be sampled for 18 years, invited to 18,000 classes. I mean, I'm saying this to all of us. They're not going to, so the process has been broken. So it's a little hard.
Yeah.
We meant well. Yes. So, yeah. That is that. I think most of you should be in the group and you have access to stuff. You have access to me. My mom knows all of this stuff too, and she's awesome at this. She is. And I know she is because I see her do it. So what you see in me is exactly what you get in her. We are the same person in a million bajillion ways. So, but it's really fun that we all get to be a part of this together. So
I wish you could see me walking through the woods with my clipboard, talking to myself and memorizing these outlines. Takes me a little bit longer, but I eventually get there. But the trees know these outlines really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I really do want to thank you for your generosity and opening it up to cross-line people. I really appreciate that, and it blesses us hugely. So thank you.
Yeah, I love you guys. I love that. Mom's on here. If I can help one mom do this with some sanity, then it was so worth it. It was so worth it. There is so much hope, and this is doable. This is doable, and you can do this. So I hope that helps empower you to be like, that's what it is. I can do that. I've had lots of Zoom calls and appointments with breastfeeding women and all sorts of things going on in the background. This is stinking doable.
Did you see Brandy's question?
Brandy, right now the actual Facebook group is private, but I still will email you my handouts and all my videos get uploaded to YouTube. So I haven't yet opened it up because I just haven't been, so it's nothing personal. That's just where it's at for now. Pregnant and crabby. Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you guys all go. I just was reading through the chat and I see some trouble over in the chat box. That was total trouble. I will put the recording up somewhere. Email me if you have any questions or you need access to stuff. And I hope you all have a great night. And it's 9:02. Have a good night.
See you. Bye.